This came out of a Town and Country van, I believe. And it says only the RPMs work, nothing else will work. I'm assuming the lights don't work either. I'm going to take it and flip it over to its back. And I'm going to take this, I guess it's, I'm not sure if it's fiberboard, if it's like a really thick cardboard, but they use this a lot in older electronics. I'm going to take these screws off that's holding this down. I kind of wanted to see what's going on with it. We may have to do some soldering. Who knows? Probably will have to do some soldering. Now, if you're watching this video because you need your speedometer replaced or you need your light bulb replaced, the light bulb is going to be very simple. They're the twist and install kind. You just twist these here and you undo them. They're not that hard to do. You can buy all kinds of them on Amazon, multiple colors that you want. It seems like it's really stupid easy. They even have larger ones and smaller ones. Today I'm just going to be hoping to be able to fix this if possible. All kinds of little electronics on here. Different from my normal experience with them. It does look like the, let's see here, I'm guessing this is probably going to be, yep, okay, so all the meters in the front, they just press them in, and that's how they form their connection. They're not actually soldered. You can pull them out and pull them back in for easy removal. So what I'm going to do next is I got to take the front off first and take all the little needles off, and then we're going to flip it all back, and then we're going to take these screws off. Now if you're just here to replace your bulbs, that's all you do. You twist, you remove. And I'm checking to see if this bulb is actually good or bad, and it is good. There's a negative and there's a positive. Doesn't really dictate on the bulb itself one way or the other. And I don't know if I just put that in backwards, because they can go in either way. Alright, it looks like the numbers on the left of it go away, or in the same line with the part number itself. Looks like that's how they do it, maybe not. Guess we'll find out if that one doesn't work. Anyway, I'll have to go back in the video and see how this was oriented before I put it all back together. I'm going to take the front part off, and I'm just going to remove this connector for now, because it's connected to a circuit board down below, in which I'm not sure oh, that's for the display. Gotcha. First time I've worked on one of these, so bear with me if I make any mistakes. I know they sell the needle pullers, but I just use a small chisel. Pull up on them gently. And when working with this, you're going to have to probably recalibrate your gauges and whatnot. It always seems to be the case. So, if your cluster gauge is not working right, don't blame me, because what I'm showing you is because the rest of the stuff doesn't work. Is that it's completely dead except for the RPM. So I don't know if it's just because of the connection or if we have a solder issue. And I don't know if the bulb's working or not. I'll have to ask later. Okay. This should just lift right up. You gotta remove this piece of foam. Just like that. And there's the front of the gauge. You don't want to touch the inside of this glass, so you probably don't want to touch any of that. I'm going to lower all these down, so when I take them off, they're at the final resting spot. See how they move just a hair? I don't want them to move as I remove them. Now this would be the time for you to use your pulley, your needle pulley. This is just a flat chisel. I'm just using it to remove the needles. I'm not sure what you can and can't see right now. Moves over. You're just basically sitting on top of a light here. Alright, so that was pretty gentle. Okay, pop right off. It has no resistance, which is good. I don't need to have to fight with this. I kind of want to keep them in order as I take them off. There. Now, you could take this off here, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take and go in the back, unscrew the board, and continue on with this journey. Now it might be a good time to get a pillow or something. You want to protect the little servo motor needles. Obviously, or you take a bit the face back on temporarily. That's what I would do. So while you're putting this on its face, nothing gets mucked up. You just have to work with this. 1, 2, 3, 4 more screws. Maybe there's 6 screws, maybe 8 screws. I'm not sure if these are secured to anything. We'll find out. Appear to be all the same size screws too, so you can mix them all up if you want. Maybe up a little bit so you don't get bumped. I don't see a main fuse. Let's see, it's diodes and resistors and transistors. And a Chrysler processor. That guy. If I had more time, I could probably download the software, but that's alright. I got a chip reader. read the information. Alrighty. Now, this should, unless these bulbs are causing any problems, lift right out, which I don't think they would. And they might. Alright, so I'm gonna get a Sharpie and I'm gonna mark all these down. Or just get a pen. I'm gonna mark this band down. Okay, just like that. So we don't get this screwed up. I don't know if this matters for these bulbs, but I do know in LED bulbs it does. And I don't want the person in this vehicle have to take this apart and bring it back to me. Mark it if you want to. I believe that's what we have to do. And I'm going to take them off. Left. Just like that. These guys are little tiny ones. Have another one budge. Do these matter? Yeah, they do. Alright. I don't have a pair of pliers with me or anything right now. Oh, man. Let's go find some pliers. Or use a socket if it fits. It doesn't fit. Get this adjustable wrench here. Shouldn't need it, but I can't get it with my fingers. And turn it to the left. So, this should be able to just lift straight out. Maybe just up enough like that. Is there anything else holding me? I guess the speedometer motors and all that probably are. Well, not sure what to do here. Do some little bit of brute force. And I'm guessing that's what we do. Okay. So there's the motors. They're not being harmed now. I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'm gonna look at the circuit board. That's a very cheap looking circuit board. 2-layer. amazing, isn't it? Now what we're going to do is focus on this part here, and I'm going to look and see if I can find any, and I can already tell there's some crappy looking solder joints. First one being this guy right here. So I'm just going to reflow the solder on all of this here. And by what that means is I'm just adding solder back onto it. You can see that this bulb here got a little warm. Well, that's neat. It's different. See how people do these things. There's a transistor package here, Q1, flat on the board. Two very big 14 ohm resistors. I don't know what the wattage are. It's just 5%. CB7F, I could probably look that up. I'm going to ohm them out, and I'm not sure if there are anything in reference to nothing. But I'm just curious. That's 14 ohms. That's 14 ohms. It's good. So what I'm guessing is voltage comes from into here through a regulator, stepped it down to 5 volts. And it probably happened that the Z1, the 4651418 chip. I'm guessing this Z2 chip is just a control chip of some sort, more like a timer chip. I got a chrysler crystal. You got 2 of those chips here. Might have something to do with just the speedometers and all of the gauges, is what those chips might have something to do with. I'm just blindly guessing this. JP seems like they're just jumpers, 0 ohm jumpers. A couple of Zener diodes in here. I'm looking at this from reference for myself. M1 is the varistor. Physically looks okay. Alright, well, I don't really see much. I'm going to resolder the connection for this. This is the black connector. I'm going to resolder a connector for the white connector. Don't really see anything wrong with it. But any connection that has to do with power, I want to touch up. And I want to take and, just for giggles, take this back off like, oh, okay. Well, now that sits like that. Okay, well, not what I anticipated. So the motors are just loose now. Gotcha. And they'll probably move. They're part of the panel. Okay. Well, that's what I wanted to do. Get into the other logic board and see if there's any connections that needed to be soldered in this here. Appears to only be 3 screws. There's a screw back here that's behind this faceplate. Now I could be barking up the wrong tree and actually doing something with this. I can also just look and make sure solder joint's looking good. Let me put the front back on. I can look down inside from the back side. I should have just done that. Okay. So what we're going to do is just look in here and look at that and see if the solder connection looks fine. And they don't. They look like garbage. So those will need to be touched up as well. Okay, so we'll move forward to what I was originally going to do. I could probably take and get a soldering iron in there. I'm debating because I don't really want to take the faceplate off. You know what I mean? Mess with the motors. Do less work if you have to. Let the motors and everything lift up on their own and you don't damage anything. I'm winging it here, see what happens. And they do. Awesome. Wow. Couldn't have got any luckier. They're screwed in. Sweet. How we doing? Wow. Good deal. So now we have full access to... I'm trying to put this panel here without damaging it. We have full access to this now. And you see the 3 screws. We're going to take those 3 screws out. And this is called a vacuum display. A lot of times you probably saw these prior in a stove. That's what you would typically see that in. I don't have to take and remove that screw all the way. I can just loosen it up, get the board out. And I'm going to show you the solder joints that I was looking at for this here. You'll notice there's some cracks. We'll go from the first pin on the left of the ribbon cable connector here and count over to the second one, and you'll see that they have like a crack around it. That's called cold solder joint. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them there. That's got bad solder joint. And I'll zoom in case you can't see because I can't actually see what's going on with the phone. Now hopefully you can see the cracks and what I'm talking about. If I can hold my phone steady enough. For this pin here, there's a little crack around the top here. Same way with that. This looks like garbage. That one, and this one here. And let's look at this display. It doesn't look too bad at all. We'll have to take and look at them. Cool. I'm gonna go get this soldered up and I'll put it back together. Alright, so we got that soldered, so it looked a lot better than what it did. Let's put this through here. Just like that. So what we're going to do, since I touched this here, I'm going to wipe that off. I don't want the oil from the skin to get onto there, so I'm going to have to find some type of shirt or a rag or whatever. Let's screw it in first and then I'll wipe that down. Get one in the top. And then we'll start assembling everything back together. This thing creaks a lot, doesn't it? Alright. Just tighten down. And I'm just gonna just simply wipe this off. I can hear people screaming right now. Don't worry about it. It's an old van. Don't live, you'll live. We all will live. Hopefully everything will be working just fine. You won't have to worry about anything. I bought the van, the cluster wasn't working, so here we go. I drop this down, down, and around. Get this out of your way. Okay, just like that. I'm going to put the front back on for now, and we can get the back side snapped in and screwed down, and the bulbs and all that put in. Alright, so had to go like this. I'm going to press this in. 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 There. They all snapped in. Time to screw her down. Get all the screws in. Get the bulbs in. And we'll get the needles on. Then we can get the guy a call and he can come pick up his panel and let me know if it works. As I'm betting it probably will now, unless he has another issue somewhere else. I guess I could take and could have soldered these on, but I don't think I want to do that. I don't see anything wrong with these connection. Looks like they're making pretty good connection as it is. Two more screws and then bulbs. And then the needles. Let's not forget this guy here. I did notice there was some dielectric grease inside there. So if you see some gunk, that's just dielectric grease that Chrysler put in. I don't imagine any of these bulbs really have any difference in color. That should be all clear. I know I'm not going in order how I took these all out, but I'll be fine. Did want to look at this one here, because it looks like it got a little warm. Filament still in it, so that's good. I'll put him down here. Got two more bulbs over here. Okay. And we got the little tiny guys. They were a pain to get out. As you can remember, I had to use the adjustable wrench. You know, I'm not so certain it really matters on this kind of bulb, which direction. There's just filaments. LEDs, I would imagine they do. Alright, so this goes on like this. Put the rest of the screws in here. I know this is going to be a long video, but you know, it's the point of showing you the process of how long this is going to take you to repair your own cluster. Or if you're sending this in to somebody and you're thinking, oh man, they're charging me X amount of dollars to do this. This is the reason why they're charging you X amount of dollars. There's some skill in behind this and fixing and changing bulbs. It's not that big of a deal. You just gotta take your jash off yourself. That might be a bigger challenge than actually changing the bulbs. They're seriously just click. And if you had the Haynes manual, you could probably take and find out the harness and all that, and where the voltage is going to be positive and negative for these bulbs. It's probably not that hard to figure out. And I know I'm not tightening all of these down just yet. Just want to get them all started in, and then I'll tighten them down like this. All that's left is the front part, and putting the needles back on, putting the screws back in for the nails. And then what I'm going to do, like I did before, is kind of prop this up. I don't want this needle to go wonky. It should rest just fine sitting here. Now I want to make sure that they are going fully down. And I don't know if they constantly go down or what the deal is. They do. So at this point, I don't know where it should rest. That would be something you'll have to recalibrate. So I'm just going to put everything down nice and tight. These gauges needle to the same, I believe. There. Awesome. Now let's screw it back together. And we're done, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully he gets me a video and showed that it is working afterwards. If it doesn't, have fun, good luck. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.